Hey, hey, how do you guys like that new Astro, Trey Mancini? Trey has been really fun to watch these last couple games. I'm so happy for him. Anyways, I'm Jeff, and welcome to Clutch City Chatter. Before we get started, please hit the like button and be sure to subscribe. Man, oh man, you could not ask for a better start to an Astros career than what Trey Mancini's had in his first two starts as an Astro. In case you've missed it, in his first start as an Astro, his first at bat as a starter, he did have a pinch hit that he made an out in the day before. So his second at bat as an Astro, he hit a home run, and then he was off a day. They gave him the next day completely off, and then the following day, he had 2 home runs. So in 2 starts, he's had 3 home runs. One of those home runs was a grand slam. It's kind of surprising that in 700 games played as an Oriole, he never hit a grand slam. Yet in his 4th game played as an Astro, he hit a grand slam. And Mancini is the first Astro to record all home runs for their first 3 hits with the franchise. I think with this kind of performance, even the diehard Josh Bell fans have to think that Trey Mancini was a pretty good pickup for the Astros. Of course, no one's going to be able to continue a crazy hot streak like that. But Mancini does have a history of being very productive. He has a very consistent hitter. He will produce. He will have RBIs. He'll probably bat 275, 280, and hit just some home runs. So I think they really have to be pleased. I really couldn't be playing out any better for them. Now tonight, Mancini's back in the lineup at DH again. And really what it means when Mancini's batting at the DH spot, it means that Yordan Alvarez is playing left field. And while Yordan has proven that he is very capable of playing a very good left field, he has an incredibly strong arm, and he's made some wonderful running catches, and so he's above average defender. I really think the Astros are playing with fire, putting him out there so often. He's had a history of injuries. Yordan has had knee surgeries to both knees. And this year, he's playing completely free and comfortable, and that is wonderful to see. But I just think that you put him out there in the outfield, and he's a competitor, and he's going to play all out to get everything he can within reach, get every ball he can. I think, they're playing with fire because they just signed him to a 6-year, $115 million contract. If he blows out those knees again, he's not going to be worth that, that's for sure. So the Astros need to be a little more careful. I won't say he's fragile, but players sometimes need an authority figure to make limitations for them. Players never going to say, no, he can't go out there and give everything everything the team needs, and be Superman. Sometimes a player needs an authoritative figure to take control of the situation and put some limitations on the player. Yordan's value to the Astros isn't in his defensive play in the outfield. His value to the Astros is 100% offensively. He's one of the best hitters in baseball. It just seems careless for the Astros to put him in a position like that. I think that it would be a much better, more ideal situation to put Trey Mancini in left field. I realize Mancini may not be as good of a defender as Alvarez is, but Mancini is a professional ball player. He has played left field many times in his career, and so I don't think it's going to be a tremendous drop-off defensively. My goodness, Alvarez and Jeremy Pena had a huge collision in the outfield this year. And so it's just freak accidents like that can happen when you're playing in the field. And it's just pointless. It's nonsensical to continually put Yordan in the outfield. With Trey Mancini, you don't have a commitment beyond this year. Also, Trey Mancini does not have the history of injuries that Jordan Alvarez has. There's just so many more reasons to play Trey Mancini in left field than Jordan in left field. And I hope to goodness sake that the Astros realize that before much longer. I don't want to be doom and gloom, but man, the Astros need Jordan's bat in the lineup every day. If something were to happen to him and he went, God forbid, missed the rest of the season, that's the Astros World Series hopes pretty much going down the drain right there. So maybe be a little more protective of Jordan. Let's see him at DH a lot more than we see him in left field. On a different subject with the Astros, I want to speak about their center field position. It appears the Astros are finally starting to recognize that Jake Meyers just he's not up to par this year. Jake is hitting, let's see, 156 in the last 30 days. So for the first week that Jake was back with the team, he was batting 300 or a little over 300 for the first week. He came out, and you're thinking, wow, okay, this is the Jake of old. But then all of a sudden, it just totally, like a complete role, like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, just something else happened. And at the plate, Jake Meyers has looked completely lost. I can't even count how many strikeouts he's had in the last 3 or 4 starts that he's had. It seems like every time I'm watching him bat, he's striking out. So his batting average in the last 30 days is 156. So you're thinking, okay, well, maybe we can give him time to wake up offensively as long as he's playing great defense. But there's the other problem. He hasn't been playing great defense. He's looked afraid out there. There's been a couple of occasions that he's flashed some good leather and made impact defensive play, but for the most part he has looked really hesitant and really unsure of himself. He's really kind of looked lost and frightened in the field as well as at bat. So I think the Astros have started to give Chas McCormick more opportunities in center field, and he has really been playing well. Chazzy Fizz, he's been getting the job done, and I feel like maybe they're going to go into the playoffs with Chaz being their starting center fielder, and I wouldn't be surprised actually within the next week or so to see Jake Meyers sent down to AAA and stay there for the remainder of the year, unless he gets super hot, super fast. So I think that Chazzy Fizz will be the starting center fielder. I think there may be occasions, maybe a little bit smaller ballparks, perhaps Minute Maid Park, I don't know, that Kyle Tucker will move to center, and that's if we get Michael Brantley back. Michael Brantley then could move to right field and have Trey Mancini in left field. And so then you would have a super impressive lineup. If Michael Brantley makes it back this year, I think there'll be occasions where you may see Kyle Tucker move to center field and Michael Brantley playing right field with Trey Mancini in left field. Then your lineup would be just a crazy good lineup. You'd have Altuve batting first and Yuli batting second, Jordan third, Bregman fourth, Tucker fifth, Mancini sixth, Michael Brantley seventh. Can you imagine? Almost a 300 batter batting seventh. Christian Vasquez batting eighth, and Jeremy Pena batting ninth. That is a lineup that has no easy outs. Nobody that the pitcher can just take the day off, or the batter off, thinking piece of cake. Not going to happen with this lineup. So I think that they need to start getting Mancini some playing time in left field and figure out what's going on with Michael Brantley. This has just gotten to be ridiculous. When he went out, when they first took him out of the lineup back in, I think it was June 9th maybe, or June 19th, somewhere around then, it was thought he just needed a few days off. And this has lingered. This is beginning to remind me of the Jake Myers situation or the Lance McCullers situation, where the Astros were expecting them or thinking that they might be back within a few days, and it just never happened. So the Michael Brantley thing needs to get figured out, needs to get situated. And if he's not going to make it back this year, then let us know and let's make plans. Let McCullers has one more start at Sugarland, and that should be in the next 4 or 5 days. And I believe after that he'll be called up to the Astros. And it looks like Lance will be put in the starting rotation. So I ask you, who do you think will be removed from the starting rotation? I personally think it'll be Christian Javier. I think that the Astros, while he's performed admirably as a starter, I mean, he's pitched great. Christian Javier's first several starts, he came out guns a-blazing and pitched incredible. I'd say, but the last handful of starts, he's just been pretty much average. He hasn't been that incredible. And I know that the Astros really are comfortable with him coming out of the bullpen. He's done it very well, very successfully in his career. The Astros don't know for sure if Urquidy could come out of the bullpen, or certainly if they don't think Luis Garcia would be that effective out of the bullpen. So I think that kind of more or less the odd man out for the starting rotation is Christian Javier, and I expect him to become kind of a swing, maybe a spot starter here and there, or do piggyback after Lance McCullers, because McCullers won't be pitching complete games, that's for sure. He'll probably pitch 4 or 5 innings the first several times he's starting, and they may piggyback Christian Javier behind him. That could turn out to be a very successful duo right there. That's kind of exciting, something to look forward to as the baseball season draws to an end, and we're getting ready for the playoffs.
So I was just thinking about the possible batting lineup, and what I think may look like, the lineup may look like by the time we get to the playoffs. So I look for the lineup to be changed a little bit from what it is now. I really expect them to move Jordan to the number 2 spot. Most of the teams in baseball have started hitting the best hitter second, and it's proven through analytics that that's the best spot for the number 2 hitter, or I mean for your best hitter to bat second. All right. I'm sitting here watching the game as I do this. That's why my background has changed and all that. But and the Astros just did a remarkable double play. Bregman speared a ground ball. Wow, that is a fantastic play. Anyways, so first inning against the Cleveland Guardians, double play. So I've got Jose batting first, Jordan batting second, Trey Mancini batting third, Kyle Tucker in the 4th spot, and then I've moved Bregman down to the 5th spot. So hopefully Michael Brantley will be back by playoff time, and so I would bat Brantley 6th. And then 7th, I'd put the catcher, whether it be Maldonado or Vasquez. They would bat 7th, with Jeremy Pena batting 8th and Chas McCormick batting 9th. And so your lineup would be going righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, righty, righty. So you have a good mix there. So today's game against Cleveland, Game 3, was a pretty rotten game. Astros really didn't play well, committing a couple of turnovers. Got basketball on my mind, I guess. Committing a couple of errors in the game. That's uncharacteristic of them. Overall, it was a pretty lackluster performance. A little disappointing because the Yankees lost, and so we would have actually taken the lead for the best record in the American League had we won. But so, anyways, the game was a disappointment, but there were a few bright spots. One is Jake Myers, who I've been really hard on because I am a fan of his, but I'm not one of those kiss butt fans that just can't, that thinks their guys can't do anything wrong, or rah 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 homer type. No, that's not me. I've been pulling for Jake Myers, but I've also been saying that he's just really playing terrible. But today he swung the bat, swang. But today Jake swung the bat with authority. He had a couple of hits, one double off the wall, so it was close, a few feet from being a home run. And in the last month, I haven't seen him hit the ball with authority at all. It's been majority strikeouts. So that was really good to see. He's going to need to continue that if he wants to continue getting playing time. His playing time has dwindled because of how poorly he's played. So he's going to have to win back some trust by when he gets the opportunity, playing great. It was also good to see Alex Bregman swing the bat with some authority and some power. Bregman hit the ball one hop from the fence for a double. So, it's good to see Bregman continuing. That's just a 5-game hitting streak, I believe. And Aledmus Diaz had a 2-out 9th inning double that scored Bregman. Solid contact, almost to the wall for a double. So Diaz has really been impressive in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Has been extremely hot, swinging the bat well, and his playing time, I'm sure, is going to continue at a pretty good clip. Like we've talked about in the past, he'll play left field, second base, shortstop, and third base some. So he'll get plenty of playing time to continue his hot streak. Looks like I have a visitor. One of my kitties is checking this out for the first time. So, hey, Savannah. Hey. Don't step on the keys. No, no, no. All right, girl. In today's game, Luis Garcia started out horribly. First and second inning, it seemed like he couldn't get anybody out. Everybody was getting base hits, solid contact, and that's when they got their 4 runs. And so it was good to see him settle down and not give up another run after the second inning. So, that's a positive there. So tomorrow afternoon, actually 11 o'clock Houston time, 11 a.m. Houston time, Game 4 of the Astros Guardians series. And the Astros have Christian Javier going. So I was just looking at his record, 6 wins and 7 losses. It goes to what I was saying about he had started out great, but the last handful of times he's pitched, he hasn't been that great. So his ERA is still very respectable at 3.28. But tomorrow, Javier needs to get off to a good hot start, unlike what Garcia did today. Just like most major league teams, the Astros are by far a much better team when they're playing from ahead. So if we can hold the Cleveland Guardians from getting any runs the first couple of innings, give our offense a chance to jump out in the lead, then I think we'll be fine. I think Javier will pitch good at that point. Before I close this video, I'd like to say thank you to those that taken the time to watch. And please hit subscribe and hit like, and hope to see you again with my next video. Thanks again, and remember, swing for the fences.